for later on tonight. We decided to come down to the Navy Yard and take a walk, and we caught this incredible fog this morning. Johnny is in another location in the Navy Yard from me, and I was testing this out for tonight so that when I have Chris on tonight for my live as a guest, you can see what he's doing, because I'm sure it's going to be easier for him to um, show you what it is that he does rather than, be at his computer and be in a chat. So that's what tonight's going to look like. John, did you just stall, or are you just sitting there smiling?
Oh, I stalled. I don't know why.
Yeah, you stalled.
So I don't
It
know.
was kind of funny. You were keep moving. Maybe that's it.
No.
Why did you stall? Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Okay, maybe let me turn this around here. Can I turn this? I'm trying all different things while I'm here. Actually, I should have been in a different orientation, so you guys can look at me walk. Johnny
I'm
Popo, here
back.
he
I
is.
got
He's back. All right, so you could talk and I could show the scenery.
I have nothing to say though.
You have nothing to say.
No,
Okay.
I wasn't expecting this. You dropped this on me like
Well, yeah, because I was thinking about it. My mind doesn't work until after I have coffee. You know this.
Well, you asked me just to be a test guy so that you could do this two people on YouTube live at the same time. I
Hi,
wasn't
Gwen.
prepared.
Thank you
Huh?
for checking, Gwen. One of my members is on. She's like, yes, it's working. John is stalled.
Thank you, Gwen. Or
Yeah. So,
can I call you Gwendolyn?
so this is pretty cool for tonight, John. I'm going to have Chris on as a guest,
Okay.
and he's going to be able to show everyone all the work that he's doing in getting those. Did you see the rulers that I'm using on my diamond painting?
You talking to me?
Yeah,
What do
those.
you mean the
It,
rulers?
it looks like a big.
Oh yeah,
It looks
yeah.
like,
No, I saw them. I saw you working on them this morning. I know what
yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah.
So he designed those. I mean, there are others. It's not his invention. There are others, but his are, really, really accurate. Um, and he's going to talk about that tonight, because there
So
are quite a few of them out there. Look at this beautiful scenery. Oh my
the
gosh.
product that he made is he
Yeah.
selling it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, of
Oh,
course. Yeah. This is the guy that sent me an email right before we were leaving for Florida. And he's like, I make these. Would you like to try one? I was like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
is it?
I remember.
I didn't know what it was. And I didn't get back to him until after we got back, because I saw somebody else with it, but it didn't look as nice as his looked. Oh, I'm so exciting. I never knew what Go Live Together was. Now I know. And this is my favorite tree in this Navy Yard. John comes down here and he
There's
walks.
Elisa's favorite tree right there.
That's it. Isn't it stunning? Now the fog was so thick, it was a little bit.
The
It's
fog
it's
was
leaving
amazing
a
this
little bit,
morning.
but we were actually looking for the planes. I have a
Yeah,
bunch of pictures, so I'll show
you
you guys.
you
I
could
think I
see a
see
few
it.
of the first
Do I
planes
see
that
it?
went through the fog, and then after that, you couldn't even see the plane.
Oh yeah, the fog was and it was so unnerving to hear this plane be right over your head, and
And you
yet you
couldn't see
couldn't
it.
see it.
Yeah.
It really was like a Hitchcock movie this morning.
Well, again, this is the Delaware River at the moment, but this is much. The fog has lifted quite a bit because it was very, very thick, dense fog, and also the river is littered with flotsam and jet sand because we've had really bad storms over the last few days. I mean, it was raining cats and dogs the other day. I almost stepped in a poodle, and so it's the river itself is just full with wood and all kinds of stuff. But then on top of that, we had this really, really dense fog. And then you got the plane flying above your head. It was so almost supernatural, very, very spooky. Like I felt like I was in a film noir. Here, look at these guys over here. Here's your A flock of whatever the hell they are. Birds,
Your
geese,
flock,
who knows?
your flock of whatever the hell they are.
I don't want to I don't want to misgender them. You know what I mean? I get in trouble. Misidentify them.
You know what would have been really cool? We didn't know that the fog was so dense until we hit the water. But what would have been really cool would have been if we got out of the car where the old battleships are.
Well, listen, if I would have known we were walking into extremely dense fog down here, I would have uh, completely worn a totally different outfit. I would have wore something very very old fashioned throwback, and I would have taken my oldest guitar with me because we could have got some incredible pictures with the
I got
fog.
incredible pictures.
Who knew? Who knew? Listen, when we left our house, there was no fog. We walked out the door, it was fine. So who knew that it was going to be like this down here? But
Yeah,
that was really cool.
it really was cool. And, my husband always dresses for the occasion. So he really would have had on probably his father's hat that was made at the Stetson factory where my grandmother worked, my father's mother, who made Stetson hats.
Yeah, I would have definitely dressed way throwback, and I would have brought the guitar. We could have got some really good pictures. But
Yeah, I don't know if we keep walking, if we're actually. Oh, look, I could see a plane now.
oh yeah, no, the fog is look at the water, Elisa. The fog
Yeah,
is lifted off the water. It's the fog's over.
yeah, we couldn't see planes earlier. It was so freaky down here, but so exciting. But we did get to see all the guys that are out fishing early
Yeah,
in the
I caught a
morning.
catfish.
I actually was filming because I just love the way that they were all lined up with their fishing poles in the water. And I took a few pictures. And he's like, the guy went over to go get himself a cup of coffee and he came running. I got one. And I was like, oh, I'm going to film this.
Caught a
So
catfish.
he caught a catfish. The other guy's looking for striper. Looks good. Looks
Well,
real
we're gonna
good.
walk back by those two fishermen again. Maybe he did catch something. We'll see.
Oh, they're funny. The guys are funny. The old men, they cast and then they go sit down. They go have their espresso. They're feeding the birds with the bread. This this down here at one time was a thriving, bustling. The ships came in. They were
Naval base.
repaired here.
Where she's
This is
from.
our Navy Yard, and I did look this up a long time ago. I mean, there's some great pictures of the Philadelphia Navy Yard and the naval base. Now you could see they're building now. Where we parked, you could see where the old commandant's offices were and the officers' houses were. Um, it just, I have the old picture stuck in my head of what this was at one time. You could
So,
not enter here.
if I
This
could
was its own.
explain, when
What was
Elisa
that?
says they're building down here, I want to make it clear that this entire area is zoned uh, industrial and commercial. So there are no residential properties allowed to be built down here as of today. Now there are some residences here, but as Elisa was saying earlier, all the residences here were built for the commanding officers that were at the Navy base. So like the admirals and stuff had houses down here because you got to have place. You have to have a place for the top brass to live and sleep. So, but again, they're the only houses that are
Yeah.
down there. Again, residential style houses, but the whole area is not currently. You're not able to build residences down here. But I would imagine before I die, they're going to figure out a way to juice the right people in City Hall to change that zoning so they can start building houses down here. Because this is gorgeous property. It's right on the Delaware River, and so we'll see.
Yeah, I think they're already in that planning stages because I hear people
Coming up
chattering
on the
that they
fishermen to
want to
see if
move
they
down
got
here.
anything else.
Say what?
I said I'm coming up on the fishermen. I want to see if they got anything else.
So then we have covered bridges also. I think there's about two down here that are really pretty. That's where we parked at, near the covered bridge. But I still didn't have my coffee yet, so I was kind of like, I'm not filming anything. I literally went to bed last night. Me and John were watching I don't know what the heck we were watching. Oh, we were watching Dilemma with Kevin James and
That was good too.
Vince
I just couldn't
Vaughn.
make it.
And he's like, I can't make it. He's like, we're old.
You guys
We
get
got to do
anything
an
else?
hour a
Or just the
day.
catfish? All right. Good luck.
Oh, that's all he caught was his catfish.
Huh? Oh,
I
it's
went
so
to bed
interesting.
last night.
We happened to be here at the moment that catfish struck that line. Which these guys might be down here for 4 hours. They might only catch one fish. We happened to be here the moment they caught that fish.
Good luck. So I went to bed at 9 o'clock, getting ready for my live tonight. I didn't check I went to bed at 9 and woke up at 6, and I checked my watch and it said like you slept like 9 hours. I was like, what? I had one of them clubbing day sleeps, when you're out all night clubbing and then actually you sleep until like noon. Getting ready for this evening. I really appreciate all the questions that were sent to me that you want to ask, not just about the diamond brush ruler, but about other things. I had a meeting with my members and they got back to me. They have some great questions about diamond painting and diamond painting companies and diamond painting canvases. And some of my members are trying out new companies and they have a lot of feedback, which is great. More fishermen. So it's going to be really exciting. People are really excited. This Friday night live that I've been doing, it started where I only did it for like an hour. I was just kind of testing it out. I'm like, people are really tired on a Friday. It's the end of their work week. They
Oh,
really,
your live is tonight, huh?
it's tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I'll be at band practice.
That's why it's at 7 p.m. Eastern.
What happened?
That's why it's at Sandy. That's why it's at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hi, Candy. Because John will be at band practice. So the first one I had a couple weeks ago was only an hour, and then the second one I had was 2 hours, and last week it was 3 hours. So there's a lot of people looking forward to tonight's live, and I'm looking forward to everybody seeing how, if Chris can do it, and if he wants to do it, what makes his ruler so different than what is out there already, because there are other ones out there. I've seen one. And I've seen someone else use this and just be like, I think she actually took a picture and she was like, I can't stand this ruler. The one column is okay. And then the next column, it was all, shagad, like we say. And so I'm really looking forward to having him talk about it, because Chris actually called me and he said, well, he texted me and he said, can I video call you because it's easier for me to show you what I need to show you? And I said, yeah, okay. So it was me, him, and his wife in a meeting for like 2 hours. And I was like, I was worried about Chris, if he was going to be able to hang with this crew, but he's going to be just fine. He's going to be just fine. And I hope his wife joins us tonight too, because she's a big help to him also. Takes a village to run a company, and they're really nice people. I just like that he didn't create this, he created one of his own, and him and his wife are both diamond painters, and he just wants you to be able to enjoy and relax with your time diamond painting, and we share that vision. There's nothing worse than wanting to diamond paint and being frustrated. Hi, Axel Blade. There's nothing worse than wanting to sit. Well, we can see the planes a lot clearer now, and diamond paint. And I felt like that with Dreamer Designs, even though this diamond painting ruler is for Diamond Art Club, there's going to be a lot of information coming at you tonight. A lot of information. And, to have three people brainstorming at one time, and we're all diamond painters, and we're all seeing things that Chris created this. He created his version of it. And he still was like, oh my God, I never thought of that. Or I didn't see that. And he's telling me things and I'm telling him things. I'm like, it's going to be just a fascinating live tonight. I just really can't wait. I feel like I'm going to prom or something. Well, you could see some of our battleships in the background. Is that the Kennedy, John? Right there? Is that the Kennedy? Okay, so John's stalled.
No, I'm not stalled. Listen, can I get a word in here?
Yeah.
You can't be right next to me.
All right. I'll walk ahead of you. I'm going to show everybody the officer houses.
Say, with regard to Chris's ruler, I think like a perfect demonstrate how it works. I think it's very good. It's great. How and why Chris is good. And again, I don't want to say superior because I don't know anything about that. When you tell me it's very good, I try, but you're using it for its intended purpose and working. I think you're a great candidate to teach everyone else how to use it. And, again, hopefully, everybody has a better
Well, thank you very much for that, because I know that living with me, how I get so excited when I think outside of the box and I discover things. What is it? I think it's this street, but I want to go over to the covered bridge. I like that little bridge. So Chris said that he had sent this ruler out to quite a few diamond painters, and I'm sure if you're a diamond painter, you would recognize the name. And he said, you're the one that I heard back from, and you're the one that I wanted to hear back from because you're a savage. I said, what does that mean? He's like, I didn't tell you anything about this ruler. I wanted you to discover it on your own. I wanted you to discover all the highs and lows of it and come up with your own way of using it. And he's like, I was not disappointed. So, and he has his own tips and tricks too, for those of you out there that are going to be on tonight. He's got his own tips and tricks too. And he came out with it. He showed me a dynamite one the other day, and I'm saving it for tonight. And I think you guys are going to really love it, on top of, everything else that we chit chat about on a Friday night. Look at this house, how cute. Imagine being an officer. And here's my little bridge. This is where they would, well, this place was loaded with military men. Just, oh my gosh, just like so unbelievable. I love it down here. And even though they are bringing businesses down here, there's so many businesses down here, but you haven't seen one yet. Look at this little bridge. Because look at this. This was functioning at one point. There's restaurants down here. There's a lot of events that happen when there's concerts and stuff at our stadium, Spectrum. What is it called now? Comcast Live? I don't even know. I haven't been down here in so long. I'm going to take some shots of the battleship, because the battleships that are actually outside some of the restaurants, so that you could be sitting and you could be having lunch. I think the restaurant here now is called the Barracks. No, no, they're up front when you come in. So there's a lot of businesses in here, like Urban Outfitters is in here. There's a lot of well-known Philly restaurants that also decided to come down here. It's bustling at lunchtime because all the employees have to go somewhere. I think he's going to actually walk around. There's another. I think that's another little restaurant right there. One that I used to go to all the time. I used to have to travel and go to it, and they actually came down here, which was nice. There's a pizzeria down here. There's a whole medical center, like a whole medical, like a little city inside here where, my medical doctors are down here because why wouldn't you want to come down here if you had to come down, you had an appointment, you have a lot of parking, and you just have this beautiful scenery. And they're just doing so much work in this Navy Yard. And also, as you're coming into the Navy Yard, we have FDR Park, which is, gosh, billions of dollars are putting into that place. And we remember it as kids, but it's a whole different scene right now. And like some of these trees have been here hundreds of years. I mean, I am just like in a tiny little fraction of how big this place is. It's huge. It's huge. We'll have to walk another part of it on another day because John likes to walk down here in the morning, and we've been walking down here now for about an hour. I'm surprised that I'm able to walk and talk and still have my breath. What is that, John? Is it really?
How do I get off of this, baby?
You just leave. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Let me see. Oh, okay. So, all right. Now I know how this works. I'm all set up for Chris. God, there's a lot of people flying today. Is that Urban Outfitters?
I think it is. But I mean,
Big, and they do the ones like where you hang from the wall with the straps and all, and jumping yoga. It's and I'm trying to think of what else has been down here. Tasty Cake is down here for those of you. Cake from Philly. Well, this is where they're being made now. This is where they put their plan out. And I think on certain days down here, I think it's a Wednesday, all food trucks come and line up, and you can just come down here and have lunch from like all different Indian, Mediterranean, Italian, American, all different food trucks. So it's pretty cool. So I am looking forward to seeing everyone tonight. We are walking back to our car. Thank you for testing this out with me so that we can go live together with Chris tonight and we could both field questions and have a really good time. Enjoy your Friday, and I will see you at 7 p.m. Eastern. So looking forward to it. Thank you, everyone, for hanging and helping me set this up. You guys, I love this community. Thank you so much. And I will see you this evening. Bye.